concept of isomerism. What is isomerism? Isomerism simply means different compound having the same molecular formula. Different compound having the same molecular formula. For example, CH3, OCH3 and CH3, CH2O5. This is an ether, dimethyl ether, and this is ethanol. Now, dimethyl ether and ethanol are different compounds, but you know what? They have the same molecular formula. Let us see their molecular formula. How many carbon do I have here? I have 2 carbon. How many hydrogen do I have here? 3 hydrogen plus 3 hydrogen, 6. How many oxygen do I have here? 1. Now let us see. This is the molecular formula for this. Now let us check out this one. How many carbon do I have here? 1, 2. This is it. How many hydrogen do I have here? 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1, 6. How many oxygen do I have here? 1. 1 oxygen. Now these two different compounds have the same molecular formula, and this is what we call isomerism. I will define it for you now. Isomerism is a phenomenon whereby two or more different compounds have the same molecular formula. That is isomerism. Different compounds have different molecular formula. Now, there are 2 types of different compounds. When I say different compound, we have 2 types of different compounds. Compounds with different structure and compounds that are non-superimposable. Compounds that have different structure and compounds that are non-superimposable. They are different compounds. If 2 compounds have different structure, they are different compounds. If 2 or more compounds are non-superimposable, they are different compounds. Now, we have 2 types of isomerism depending on the type of different compounds I am producing with the same molecular formula. If I use the same molecular formula to produce 2 or more compounds with different structure, that type of isomerism is called structural isomerism. If I use the same molecular formula to produce 2 or more compounds that are non-superimposable, I have produced different compounds. That type of isomerism is called stereoisomerism or configurational isomerism. So there are 2 types of isomerism. 2 types of isomerism. 2 types of isomerism. What are the 2 types of isomerism? There are 2 types of isomerism. They are structural or constitutional isomerism. Constitutional isomerism or constitutional isomerism or configurational isomerism. These are the two types of isomerism. Let us discuss them one after the other. Number one, structural isomerism. Structural isomerism. What is structural isomerism? Structural isomerism involves producing different structure with the same molecular formula. That is structural isomerism. If you produce involves producing different compounds with different structure. That is to say, structural isomerism involves producing two or more compounds with different structure. Two or more compounds with different structure are different compounds with the same molecular formula. Involves producing two or more compounds with different structures. Two or more compounds with different structures are different compounds, but the same molecular formula. So, what is structural isomerism all about? What is structural isomerism all about? Structural isomerism is all about producing different structure. Structural isomerism or constitutional isomerism involves producing different structures. Once you produce different structures, those are different compounds. Those are different compounds. They will have the same molecular formula, provided you did not add any element or atom in that structure. You just produce a different structure from the structure you have there already. That is structural isomerism. Now, there are five types of structural isomerism. There are 5 types of structural isomerism. There are 5 types of structural isomerism depending on how I produce these different structures. Depending on how I produce the different structures. The 5 types, the types of isomerism, of structural isomerism depends on what I do depends on what I do to produce the different structure. So, I'll be telling you the different things you can do to produce different type of structural isomerism. So let's look at the different types of structural isomerism and different things you do to produce them. Different types of structural isomerism. Number 1, let's look at chain isomerism. Chain isomerism is a type of structural isomerism. That is to say, it's a type of structural isomerism. But what did I do here to give me or produce chain isomerism? Chain isomerism involves changing the position of carbon chain. Changing the position of carbon chain. When you change the position of a carbon chain, that is chain isomerism. Let us take an example. This is CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. There are 4 carbon atoms here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boots. Single bond in. This is butane. Now, I want to produce a different structure from this. And that different structure is a different compound from this. That must be isomerism. What type of isomerism is that? Structural isomerism. It involves different structure. What type of structural isomerism is that? Chain isomerism. Why? Because I want to change the position of a carbon chain to generate that different structure. Now I want to change the position of this carbon chain. Only one carbon chain for now. Only one carbon chain. I will bring this carbon here to this place. That is, we have CH3, CH2, CH3. I want to bring this one to this place. So I will have, one hydrogen comes here already. I will make this 3 here, 3 here. Now that last carbon that is here, the 4th carbon, this one, I will bring it here. There are 4 carbon here. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I changed the position of this carbon chain to bring it here. This is chain isomerism. What is the name of this compound? 1, 2, 3. This is 2-methyl, 1, 2, 3, propane. This is chain isomerism. Butane and 2-methylpropane are chain isomers. This is a chain isomer of 2-methylpropane. Clear? Take it. I want to rub it off now. Now, you can help me produce different chains from this example. Take this. I want to rub this off now. You can take it now. Okay. Now, look at this compound. CH3, CH2, 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 CH3. Produce a structural isomer for me. Produce a chain isomer. When I say produce a chain isomer, I mean change the positions of the carbon chain we have here to give different structures. We change that, we will post it on my WhatsApp. Post on my WhatsApp and let me see it. This is my WhatsApp number, don't forget. 08139148069. Take it. I'm still talking about structural isomerism. I want to rub it off. Still talking about structural isomerism. There are 5 types of structural isomerism. Remember I told you that there are 5 types of structural isomerism. There are 5 types. So we are still on this. 5 types of structural isomerism. Still on this. Okay. Now, the next type of structural isomerism I will give you is position isomerism. What do I do here to generate position isomerism? Here, I am changing the position of a species that is not carbon. I will not touch carbon. If you change position of carbon, that is chain isomerism, carbon chain. But if you leave the carbon the way it is and change the position of another species that is not carbon, that is position isomerism. Now, position isomerism involves changing the position of a species that is not carbon. Changing the position of a species that is not carbon. Take it.